What's real, folks? I am your graphics rogue, and today I bring you a miracle. What is this miracle, you may ask? Well, this miracle has come with the patch 14 beta, or so they say. We shall be watching this AI attacking siege battle, just to see what exactly all the hullabaloo is about this patch 14 beta. So the first part of this miracle is already, right off the bat, you can see it. The siege AI has not run their soldiers up to the gate and started throwing torches at it. That in and of itself is a miracle. The second part of the miracle you can see is that the AI is using their ballista on my gates, and they are using up all their ammunition to attack the gates, but they are doing this without also sending soldiers at the gate and sending torches at it. So the AI are they're holding back. They're holding steady, they're holding safe up on their little hill over there, and they are just letting their siege AI, they're letting their ballista do what they will. Their ballista are battering down the gatehouse and the gate, and they're just staying up there on their little hill, safe from my archers, safe from my Balearic slingers, and they're using up all their ballista ammunition. So that right there is showing a new kind of intelligence for this AI. It's still really annoying and just all around stupid that they're obsessed with keeping the torches in, period. There should be no torches, period. If you don't have the siege weapons to siege a city, then you don't siege the city. That's fucking period. This last resort crap is so annoying. It feels like Total War for babies. It's like, it's okay if you run out of all siege equipment, you run out of all ballistas, you can just go over there and burn down the gates. It's fine. You can't burn down the gates? Well, just take this acid and melt a hole in the wall. It's all right, little baby. You want to attack here? Why don't you just have the city without having to fight for it? That's okay. Just click this button right here. That'll be the next patch. Click this button for city without siege. That'll be the next patch. The torch thing is just so infuriating. It's one of the many things that just pisses me off about this game. Now, if they really do fix the siege AI, that's great. And the siege AI uses and builds siege weapons, and look at that, they already took out the gatehouse. If they use the siege weapons, that's fantastic. I love that. But still, the torches even being there, period, is just annoying. Is annoying, and we don't need it. That is a very cool pyramid. We do not need it. I wish it was gone. We're not babies. We can come back later with more siege equipment later. Alright, throughout this battle, this is a long battle. I'm not here to show you the whole battle, so I'll be skipping from part to part here and there just to show you exactly what the siege AI is doing. So this battle is not really about the battle, it's about what the siege AI is doing. Alright, so as we can see, the siege AI is starting to move ahead their siege equipment. They're moving the ballista ahead a little bit, but I don't think they have any ammunition left. Yeah, they're pulling out their daggers, so they're out of ammunition. So they're moving ahead their siege equipment, their ladders, their rams, and their towers. I haven't had really much experience with this build, because I haven't had much experience with the AI bringing ballista. But from what I hear, it's a lot better in this patch. What it does, it helps the AI use its ballista better without throwing its forces ahead with the torches or throwing its forces ahead with the siege equipment. It stays back and lets the ballista do its work, and then it moves up the siege equipment. So that is really cool if it wasn't doing that before. But yeah, my guys have started to lay down some fire arrows on the soldiers and on the equipment. I'm trying to attack the equipment, the towers and the ladders and the rams, which I shouldn't have been doing really. But it seems like my archers are aiming for the soldiers more. In Rome 1, if you attacked the equipment, if you aimed for the equipment would be the stuff that they shot at, not the soldiers. So I think they're just wasting arrows. That's kind of stupid. They shouldn't be. It seems like they're only hitting the equipment, the tower, and the ladder only because they're trying to get at the soldiers, and that's really stupid. Should be attacking the equipment, although I shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, because I don't want to burn down the siege equipment. I don't want to mess up the experiment. So that was pretty dumb of me. But I don't burn any of it down. I get some of them smoking a little bit, but I don't burn any of them down, which is lucky. Would have messed up the experiment. Those royal peltists are moving ahead with their tower. They're going downhill. They're about to get start to hit that little tower I got going on over there. That little poke out piece of wall, and already that tower is starting to smoke. So any longer that would have been messed up. So I'm gonna move my archers out of the way. I'm gonna move them out to that other little protrusion in the wall there, and I'm gonna move my infantry to the left and try to reinforce that whole area of the wall with more infantry. I want to try to beat back these royal peltists. I don't want them attacking my archers. I gotta move them. Gotta move them a little faster than that. But yeah, I'm trying to reinforce the whole area with my soldiers, and their ram is at the wall, and their ladders are at the wall. I should have brought more. I should have let the AI bring more siege equipment. Now that I'm thinking about it, I gave them too many elite units and not enough siege equipment. But I think it's fine for what we want to learn. One ladder and one tower. It's fine for what we want to learn. So I'm starting to reinforce the wall over here. I'm starting to reinforce the gate entrance. They got the gate open with the ram. I'm starting to put lots of forces in front of that door. The AI is starting to move their infantry ahead. But look right here. The AI has seen all those soldiers and all that opposition in front of the gate, and they're like, fuck that, and they just abandoned the idea of going through that little gate over there, and they turned around and they started climbing the tower, seeing that there's a lot less Roman resistance on that wall. So they don't want to go through that gate, because I got a crap load of Romans waiting for them on the other side. And the one place you don't want to fight a Roman is head on, because that is where they are the best. They are deadly from the front. So they decide, nope, fuck that. They run around and they just start climbing up that tower. That is already awesome. I have never in the history of Total War, now in the history of Rome too, seen the AI re-climb a tower. That is just awesome possum. So I'm trying to reinforce this wall, trying to attack more of them. They're sending more and more soldiers up the tower, and they're starting to flood more and more of their soldiers up to the front, because the battle has truly begun. So they're taking them all in. They're starting to bring them all in now. And as we can see right here, the AI has moved ahead their forces, and now they're re-climbing that ladder. And that is awesome possum. They're starting to send some of their forces through the gate walls. I suppose they believe it's a better idea to keep some of my forces occupied in the gate, so we don't all start attacking the walls. Or maybe they believe they have enough people on the walls. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure the AI is that smart. But in any case, they are sending some soldiers through the gate, which they will not be getting through in any way whatsoever. Start attacking some of their cavalry there. And they're still just sending soldiers up through that ladder and up through that tower. They're reusing all that stuff. That is really cool. We're starting to pop a few effects there, try to push them back. Those royal peltists are beast. Gonna move ahead our general here to give a little more morale to the men. And already this battle is a little more difficult than normally. This wouldn't represent a true CGI battle and campaign, because they are not full stacks. I used large funds, and a siege army would usually bring a full stack to attack a city, or usually bring more soldiers than I do. I think I have 1 or 2 units more than they do, and I brought too many elite units for the Macedonians. So we're just pelting those guys with some Balearic arrows there, Balearic rocks. So the AI would usually bring a few more ladders and whatnot, but they charged in to attack my forces at the gate, but then they're pulling back. I think they're trying to get charges into my infantry there, but it's so interesting to see them reusing those ladders. And if it was in campaign, they would have more ladders. Now, I haven't had really the time to experiment with the campaign just yet, but the patch notes say that the AI has now been fixed enough that they start building siege equipment now. Before, they never built any siege equipment. In the beginning of Rome, they didn't give you any siege equipment. You had to build all the siege equipment, and the AI was broken, and all it wanted to do was use torches. It didn't build any siege equipment. So what a CA did was they put a band-aid on the situation and gave us automatic ladders automatically in the first, as soon as we attacked, which is stupid. The other Total War games didn't do that. You had to work for your sieges. But of course, this is Total War for babies, as we all know. Hopefully, the future patches will make it less so. We don't want Total War for babies. We want a real Total War game. Hopefully, as the patches go on, it'll remove all these child lock mechanisms all over the game, and we could start to have a real Total War experience. Hopefully, they fix that later in later patches. We will see. But already, this siege AI stuff is looking very well. They're reinforcing the ladders, they're reinforcing the towers. I do not know if they can build the siege equipment in the campaigns, but it says they can. I haven't seen anybody in the forums attest to this fact yet. I think a bunch of people are still kind of wary about going back to the campaign. But it says they build siege equipment, and if they do, that is a A++. And as this particular battle goes on, we finally start to rout some of these guys. We start to waver them, but they took a long time. They were just killing us. Now, if this had been a normal campaign battle with a full AI stack against a lessened force of Romans or whatever unit, this would have been a lot more difficult. I can already see that these siege battles will be a lot more difficult, because this was already tougher than usual. Normally it would have been I would have melted them. It would have been nothing. But this is already tougher than usual. They reused the ladders, they were careful with their ballista, and I can already see that in a campaign battle, in a real AI siege battle, that this would be an actual challenge. And I'm seeing some posts in the forums attest to this, that these siege AIs are now actual challenges somewhat. You know, that's all we wanted. We just wanted them to be challenges. At least as challenging as Rome 1 and Medieval 2, that's all. Just make it at least as challenging as that. Those games weren't incredibly challenging, but the siege AI did what we expected the siege AI to do. They attacked with their ballistas, they moved up with their ladders and their towers, and they reused them. They reused their siege equipment. That's all we wanted, and that's what we got here. Now, the campaign map, they actually do rebuild their equipment, then hell yeah. If that part is fixed, then we can give this a nice check A+ to CA and the siege AI. Another very disappointing problem dealt with. That is one massively, massively disappointing problem. One problem that really made me not want to play the campaign, finally dealt with. And now we can move on to the other big problems in the game. And believe me, there are others. But if this truly is fixed, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to like Rome 1 more than this game. This game is beautiful. This game does great things. With the line of sight feature, oh, I love the line of sight feature. And I love the Legion Legacy system. I don't like that we have to have a general for every army. We can't just split armies up to however we want. But I like that we can re-raise Legion legacies and name our legions and do stuff like that. I like that. The province system is not great, it's not perfect, but I like the idea what they were going with. I like what they were trying to go for with that. I want to love this game more than the older games. But hopefully these patches fixing things, hopefully eventually that can be so. I'm not sure if it'll ever get to there, but we will see. and I am definitely hoping. I'm your graphics rogue, and I will see you next time. Peace.